Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Bethesda has responded to some giant Starfield leaks, and it is a little bit interesting to see the way that this has kind of come about and some of the reactions that are going around online right now. I, for one, am kind of shocked that this happened, but again, maybe this bodes extremely well for Starfield in the long run. Obviously, I am of the belief that this game is going to be the biggest game of this entire generation, and it definitely reminds me of like a Halo release or a Gears of War, just something that everybody is absolutely losing their minds over. And this really goes in to show that the lengths that people will go to be able to enjoy the game or play the game. And now we see the response has been quite swift from Bethesda or even Microsoft, whoever the case may be. But obviously, that was always going to be the case. You just really can't get away with doing these things anymore in this day and age. It's not the 90s or early 2000s where, this kind of thing was like kind of acceptable or whatever. And you might even see this kind of thing happen on most games. But now it's like a big no-no. And so we're looking at this right now. Maybe you guys witnessed the leaks. There was a good 40 minutes worth of leaks of Starfield, and now the Starfield leaker is arrested after allegedly stealing copies of the game. They published extended gameplay footage online earlier in the week. A man who's leaked Starfield gameplay that went viral has been arrested for allegedly stealing and attempted to sell copies of the game online, among other charges. As reported, a 29-year-old was booked by the Shelby County, Tennessee Sheriff's Office on August 24th. He's facing felony charge for $2,500 to $10,000 worth of stolen property, a misdemeanor charge for $1,000 or less of stolen property, and a misdemeanor charge for possession of marijuana. So not only was this guy trying to sell copies of this early, but he seems like he was a bit of a pothead. Interesting. A few days prior to his arrest, they published approximately 40 minutes of Starfield gameplay footage on his YouTube channel, which I looked at, and I think it was a good thing to kind of look at. It was like off a cell phone or whatever, but it was nice to see that they were able to get everything kind of taken out and the way that they were able to kind of handle that. While Bethesda's parent company ZeniMax Media did its best to contain the leak, the original video and shorter clips were widely circulated online. They later went on, tweeted a video review of the game in which we referenced Starfield director Todd Howard and addressed online reactions to how he played it. He says, "I ain't mad. I know what happens. The game's smooth for all the gamers out there who want a different kind of game. That's definitely something to get. It takes time. You have to read it. You can't just jump in. You'll be jumping around like I was for a minute. Todd, no offense, man. That's a good game. Perfect timing about leaving the earth and all that. It's good stuff. Pretty swell. Good moves. They were saying I play like a beginner because I'm not a game expert. I was just trying something out. That's a good game, y'all. Don't want to miss out. Starfield is for real." It's alleged that he went on and was responsible for uploading listings for multiple copies of the game, including its $300 Constellation Edition to the Japanese e-commerce platform Mercari. Where he managed to obtain copies of the game prior to its release is unclear, or how he actually was able to do that. Starfield was originally scheduled to be released last November, but in May of 2022, the game was delayed for the first half of 2023. Bethesda announced a further delay this past March, with Starfield now set for release September 6th worldwide. But if you upgrade it, you can play it on August 31st. The publisher said last week that the game had gone gold and it can preload the game on Xbox in full. So, yeah, crazy to see how this is going, and everybody is just like super stoked to play Starfield. I mean, it's such a thing that, people are actually kind of losing their minds at this particular point. And I gotta say, for me personally, this was all to be expected, to be honest with you. I think that, Microsoft clearly knew what they're doing when they got Starfield. For a company like that who was like, okay, we heard Sony's trying to lock down Starfield. We can't let that happen, so let's buy the entire company. Literally what happened blows my mind to think that that's something that actually happened. And I got to be honest, it's crazy to see how everything has kind of just taken off from that particular point. So, yeah, Starfield looks incredible. People are playing it and saying things, and a lot of people are losing their access to the game, believe it or not, because they're saying things that they shouldn't. Obviously, if you're a legit reviewer, you're most likely under some kind of NDA and not allowed to talk about the game. And, you know, there's obviously some people, you know, kind of what's going on with that. So yeah, crazy to see that like the biggest leak ever has led to somebody's arrest. Like video games have gotten crazy, you know, and to be honest with you, I think it's kind of crazy to think how things keep on changing in the gaming industry, you know, and it's such a amazing game, such a huge game that people are looking at it and trying to steal it. And, you know, that to me kind of blows my mind. Like, I'm honestly blown away by this whole situation. So, what do you guys think, though? Or do you guys think that that's interesting? Not care? Do you care? Do you think that's too harsh a punishment? I'm very interested to hear what everybody else has to say about it. Let me know down in the comments below. I'm Crap Gamer. This has been Crap Gamer Reviews. If you enjoyed the content, please leave a like. Maybe even consider subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Crazy days, and just days away from the release of the biggest game of the year. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.